You know how that romance shit chat goes. Sending roses, X and O's, making sure they feel like she in control. Never let her know that you text these hoes. High five bros, they say that's gold. You ain't no good and you scared that she know. She from the truth, you walk a lonely road. The dark turns to light and that's just how it go. Call up the girls, tell them it's time to roll. And if you look bad, you don't pay at the door. Once you inside, they expecting more. Go on and just drop a roll to the floor. Recognize what you already know. Switching sides, trying to creep on the low. Loyalty is a valuable code. Location off, but your man don't know. Your man don't know. Say you're committed, you got a friend on the low. Hypnotized with all the lies you told. Selling the stories, the tales that you sold. Making them think that you sleeping alone. Significant other keep hitting your phone. Let's keep it hush, just get in our zone. And keep it secret, don't you dare tell a soul. One thing you learn when you flock with the crows. That karma gon' get you right under your nose. And don't act like you don't know how I go. That in this life you always reap what you sow. Sheesh. The game's this generation plays. Lying to each other, loving, running game, yeah. The game's this generation plays. Lying to each other, loving, running game, yeah. The game's this generation plays. Lying to each other, loving, running game, yeah. You know how that romance shit chat goes. Sending roses, X and O's. It's just a game we all seem to know. You find someone loyal, that shit is like gold. Energy's precious, these people don't need it. You give them too much, you'll feel defeated. The ego's so big if you constantly feed it. Their heads will go pop, they overly conceited. Recognize, we living in a matrix. Switching sides, you popping pills, trying to face it. Women lie, scream that they not basic. Men lie, always moving on some fake shit. Face it, seen it real, you were both coming from the basement. The trenches, you acting jaded, don't hate it. Because I made it, you made your bed, go and lay in it. This game I do not play with it. You speaking on my name, put respect on it, cause I earned that shit. They telling me they love my shit, inspiring perspective shifts. It's like I haven't slept in days, making hits on the graveyard shift. Don't come to me, you running game. I see all your shady ways. You and I are not the same. My vibration is insane. Jump on tracks and do my thing. Don't you act like it don't bang. I just swim in my own wave. There ain't much more left to say. Sheesh. The game's this generation plays. Mind your business and just drive in your own lane, yeah. The games this generation plays. Lying to each other, loving, running game. Y'all rockin' with it? Hey, we live.
Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Alonzo.
And I'm AshtheArtist.
And we're here with
CKG Sound.
Bringing you live music, MVD'S. We got interviews. What else we got for them?
Man, we got so much fun stuff. Upcoming events. We got some great stuff coming to y'all from the studio. Let's give a hand of applause for our live studio audience.
And also our people tuned in at home. Like, share, subscribe. CKG Sound on YouTube.
Yes, make sure you guys hit that subscribe and like button, and we will be right back after these sponsors.
Let's get it.
saw him wasn't shit. Tell yourself. Discern. 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 Discern.
Sponsors.
Yes.
Yeah, so that first clip that you all saw is actually from Mr. Bryan Barnes, who you're going to be hearing from later on tonight during the interview. But that was called Blast Up Close, which is actually a PTSD Awareness film. So let's put our hands together for that, because that was a really powerful
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so you'll all be hearing from Bryan later on tonight, so stay tuned.
Now, our second sponsor was the Wednesday Night Live. That's a show that we have, CKG Entertainment. We present in Hagerstown every Wednesday. What am I saying? Once a month,
yes,
on a Wednesday.
On a Wednesday.
Yeah, and pretty much what we do is we curate music, artists and stuff. We have a caterer there with food and stuff, delicious food. We also have our VIP experience, which gets you a free drink and exclusive little VIP experience. And what else do we got for them?
I mean, we just have, honestly, the hottest artists out here. We've been curating different types of genres together just to give you a different type of music experience. So anybody in the crowd, anybody at home, we would love to have you out for the event. And that actually brings us to our last sponsor, which is August 31st, which is our next Wednesday Night Live coming next Wednesday. So make sure you guys tap in. We got Big Jers coming, CJ the Artist, Lee Renee. So make sure you guys do not miss out. It's going to have soul food on deck.
It's going to be like a whole little R&B type vibe and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be dope. The
caterer is going to have cups of soul. So it's like, y'all really don't want to miss out.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
gonna
those
be
cups of souls, man. Whew.
Yeah, we got that on deck. It's going to be fire. So make sure y'all tap in Wednesday Night Live. You guys can tap into tickets on our website or Instagram or any of the above. So
Eventbrite as well. You can get the tickets there. And we also have the deals too, where you can get the 4 tickets.
Yeah, actually, we're offering packages too. So if you bring your friends, you can get a discount. So go ahead and get your people together. It's a Wednesday night. Hope to see you guys there. And get your free drinks. Yeah, get your drinks. But all right, y'all. So that ends our sponsors, and that brings us to our music news.
Yo, every time I hear them trumpets, like you said, yo, I feel that this is so legit. Like it's so official. I feel like I'm on NBC News or something.
I'm on ABC or something.
All right. You are tuned into the music news of CKG Entertainment.
Yes, let's get it. So tonight's first story, we're going to talk about something that's a little controversial. The world's first virtual AI-powered rapper.
Oh yeah, this shit got me fucked up. I ain't even gonna lie.
FN Mecca is his name. Y'all can see him here on the screen. This is the future, and Capitol Records was the first. They're an 80-year-old music institution, and they announced that they broke into the metaverse by becoming the first major label to sign a virtual rapper.
Yeah, which is crazy.
That's wild. Capitol marked their announcement, this deal, with the release of their new single. And their single with this virtual rapper featured Gunna, actually, who is currently awaiting trial for allegedly conspiring to violate the RICO Act alongside Young Thug.
Right, and a bunch of other people too.
Yeah, so they basically got, somebody trending right now to hop on the collab with this virtual rapper. So what are y'all thinking out there about this?
Have y'all heard of it?
I heard of it.
What do you think of it?
Well, last I heard was he got dropped because of the language he was using. I ain't a fan of it though, because of some of the words, the N words, and trying to take away from all culture. When I say all culture,
Right,
you know what I
right.
mean? I just don't agree with it.
Yeah, nah, like I'm on the same boat, like, cause like you said, for the culture, man, it's like you got brothers, you got people out here working, grinding hard, non-stop to, you know what I mean, to get that same record deal and stuff like that Capitol Records could have gave to somebody, you know what I mean. But I do also understand that, like, you know what I mean, we are moving in a virtual world, in a realm, and you know what I mean. So it's like, you know, people are trying to adapt to what's new, what's the trend, what's fresh, you know what I mean? And because of this whole metaverse and stuff, people are trying to, you know, intertwine with that. I mean, they've been doing it with games and stuff. Like you see on Fortnite, they have, you know, avatars of Travis Scott and all these other people.
whole concerts on there.
Whole concerts that you can literally attend and stuff. So it's like, I get it. But like he said, for the culture, it's just, it's almost like a slap to the face, because it's like, you know what I mean? Everybody's out here doing it for what now?
I have less of an issue with the concept because there's already two virtual AI artists. One is Long DBF. She's actually been huge for years since starting TikTok. She has about 10 million followers. She's extremely AI, realistic AI. But the idea of it stealing culture is true because it's a white voice that's narrating and using the N-word, and it's generating. Because what it did was it was programmed to go through over 5,000 of the top hip-hop records today and create generated lyrics based on those. So it's extremely aggressive with its use of, you know, racial slurs, especially because it's voiced by a white guy. So that's more of the cultural, you know, appropriation that I'm seeing. I have less of an issue with it being an AI artist because we have a ton of that right now. It's just it's the first hip hop incident. We have DJs that are completely virtual. They don't even show up and DJ anymore. They're put on a screen. So I have less of that, but I have more of an issue with, you know, the guy behind it. He was a music manager that kind of had failed projects. He saw this as his way to kind of take over. And the thing is, this AI has released music before, and it all flopped. Like none of it ever did well. It was just recently TikTok got a hold of him, and that's kind of where we're seeing the success levels.
Exactly, because like
Lil Miquela's been on TikTok for years.
Right.
She has 2 big pop records doing amazing numbers, and
but like you said, it's a different genre. This is the first attempt with hip hop, so it's
and because TikTok is like the #1 platform right now that people are using to blow up in, it's like, you know what I mean, when they see something like that, people just gravitate to it quick, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So it's like it's dangerous, but it's like, you know what I mean, you just gotta, I don't know.
Well, going off of what everybody is saying, Capitol Records actually did end their partnership with this AI MC after major online backlash against him. Many people felt insulted about the character. How you say that? I always say that wrong. You know what I'm saying? Basically, his aesthetic of black and hip hop culture. And Capitol Records released a statement, and they said, "We offer our deepest apologies to the black community for our insensitivity in signing this project without asking enough questions about equity and the creative process behind it." So it was an interesting experiment, you know what I mean? So we'll see. I'm sure this is not the last we'll hear of this. I'm sure this will be back again. They'll probably try to do it right, quote unquote, but we'll see how it goes. So
and like I understand them using the word equity and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
We know about that
one. Right. So it's like, you know, at the same time, it's like I just hope that they can see it from a different perspective and just realize that I was a slap to the, you know, black community, the culture, you know, the people who really put this on. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like. Yeah, so I'm glad they dropped that shit. Hopefully they don't do that shit again. They can figure out a way to, I don't know, do that shit the right way for real.
Right, you know they will though. We'll probably be talking about this again in a year.
Right.
And, you know what I mean?
And it's crazy how everything is evolving into this virtual world realm. Like, how many of you guys in the audience actually like involve yourself with the virtual reality realm? Okay, we got one. Okay.
That's just because I got to keep up with the youngins, though.
Right. Straight up.
I got to keep up with the TikTok babies.
Yeah.
It's the culture. It definitely is. But either way, like I said, these things are moving. So, you know what I mean? Keep your eyes open. Pay attention to the new trends, because you never know who the next AI virtual rapper is going to be.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So let's go ahead and hop into our next story, y'all.
All right, so our next story is gonna be Irv Gotti, Ashanti, Ja Rule. They was on Drink Champs. I don't know if y'all seen that.
Wow, haven't heard them
That
names
shit
in a
was
little.
live. Yeah, that shit was live.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, so we was watching it, you know what I mean, seeing what's up. And Irv Gotti, he's got a documentary that's about to be coming out soon. So, you know, he was on Drink Champs talking with Nori and all that, you know, just breaking it down, chopping it down. And he started talking about Ashanti. Ja Rule was there. And so when he started talking about Ashanti and stuff, he was like, look, I got nothing but love for this girl, you know what I mean? Like, all the stuff that we created, all the things that we've done and stuff, but, you know, things happened the way it happened. But I remember Ashanti, there was a point where she was, like, trying to get the rights to all her music and was trying to, like, you know, finalize all that. But she kept going in, she kept hitting a brick wall because Irv Gotti actually owns the publishings and stuff like that to the music and stuff like that. You know what I mean? He talks about that on the podcast as well, and he pretty much says, like, you know, like, the way he said it, he was like I helped create, you know, Ashanti and mold her into what she is and what she was, you know what I mean? And like he even said, he was like, I could have had J-Lo, I could have had anybody do the songs that Ashanti was gonna do, but they were trying to blow her up and make her part of like Murder Inc. and, you know what I mean, part of the crew and stuff. So it's like, with all that happening, it's like then she started messing with what was it, Nelly? I think she was messing with. You know
she was messing with Nelly.
And then that caused the whole friction between them two. So it's like when they split, it's like he owned the publishings, he helped write the music, you know, quote unquote is what he's saying. Yeah. And then so you know, so it's like for her to, it's hard for an artist, you know what I mean? That's why CKG Entertainment, we specialize in, like, you know, artist development and just you know, ownership and just helping people, artists like us and other people out there, pretty much just have ownership and control of your music and your stuff, because there's a lot of famous people. There's a lot of famous people out here who are going through it now, you know what I mean, because of all the legal shit, the contracts, the 360 deals and all that crazy shit, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, we like to bring that awareness to artists, you know what I mean? We've been through a lot of shit ourselves. We've been through ups and downs and stuff. So it's like, you know, if we can help somebody else not go through the things that we necessarily went through and just build a foundation for yourself, you know what I mean? That's what we like specialize in too.
Yeah, definitely. Ownership is super important. And it's like he said, people from back in the day are starting to feel the effects of this now in 2022. It's like, ownership is so important, but people weren't preaching that back in the 90s, 80s, even early 2000s, you know what I mean? It's like you hear people like TLC, other artists who sign things like 360, so it's like...
And the record label shit is very cutthroat, you know what I mean? They don't really... It
is a cutthroat business. Yes, and it's like, the way that Irv Gotti was on that podcast talking his shit, it's like, dang, it's like... he was talking his shit.
He is.
People don't realize though, but Irv Gotti's been in the game for a lot of years.
A long time.
A lot of people, like, I mean, when he helped Jay-Z get to where he was at. And
exactly.
Jay-Z's the first hip-hop billionaire that came around. If a lot of you got to listen to that new Khaled that just dropped yesterday.
Yes.
That first Jay put on there. He put a lot of things out there just telling people, like, how many people came out of my house a billionaire. Him,
right,
Kanye, Riri. I mean, the man speaks for itself, but a lot of people don't realize Irv's been in the game. He started off as a DJ. So he's been in the game for a while, doing a lot of things and helping a lot of people. So I give it to Irv. I think the whole podcast, his wording could have been a little bit better.
Yeah, for sure.
Know, especially when you're talking about women, you don't have to use the word bitch all the time.
Right.
You know, especially, I got my mother sitting right here. So
right.
You know, I try to watch my language. But I'm just saying.
Tell him, Mom.
We definitely got to watch the way we carry our women.
For sure.
Our black, strong women, our queens.
Or
just any woman in Atlanta.
Right.
We need to watch her words. And but Irv is a beast. He's got an ear for music. The boy is a monster behind the camera. I mean, there's a lot of artists right now who wouldn't be around if it weren't for Irv. You look at DMX, Jay-Z, Ja Rule, Ashanti, as you guys said. A couple other ones. So Irv Gotti's been around since the 80s, first DJing. You know, so I give it to Irv.
And it's crazy too, because, like, you know what I mean, people expect him to be in the limelight and in the front, you know what I mean, in the pictures and all that stuff, but he's really not. He's just really low key in the back, and he's happy with what he does, you know what I mean, and he makes his money the way he does too. So I respect his hustle, I respect it and stuff. And like I said, at the end of the day, it's a business, and like if he does own the publishing rights and stuff to it, I mean, he owns it. That's what it is. And like, even if he really wanted to, you know what I mean, he could give it to her type shit.
But like you
know
said,
what I
the
mean?
key thing, if he wanted to,
right.
You know, and I kind of agree with what he was saying. It's like, okay, yeah, you got ownership, you have your, you know, stable in the game, but it's like there's a way to address stuff, but people love all the smoke, you know what I mean? They like it for entertainment.
And Irv Gotti has done a lot, you know what I mean? And I'm not downplaying Ashanti, I'm not downplaying Irv Gotti. I'm just saying it's like, you know what I mean? If that's what it is on papers and contracts, and it is what it is, you know what I mean? It's like Ashanti needs to learn from that, you know what I mean? And just learn how to maneuver around that.
Nah, facts, big facts.
No, I mean, it's a double-edged sword because having worked with the majors, I mean, the first thing in the contract you have is your term agreement. So if it's set for what's called in perpetuality, means that he has the rights forever.
Oh, wow,
But
okay.
a lot of times what you see in a modern contract is only 10 to 20 years terms. Meaning she has the rights to buy back, she would have the rights to buy back her masters and her publishing in 10 to 20 years. When she signed those, she probably signed them in perpetual. That was very common back then.
Right.
And it is, the reason it's double-edged sword is at least he had something to do with that. Then you have things like Scooter Braun buying and obtaining all of Taylor Swift's masters. Yeah. He had nothing to do with those. He did it out of spite. And what happened was she had signed a clause, and it allowed Sony or whoever at the time, I can't remember who ended up with the masters, to sell them from under her. She could do nothing because they were signed perpetual, meaning the label owned them until she could purchase them. She didn't have the purchasing power at the time. Scooter Braun did. Now he owns them. And that's why she released her deluxe album with all the rewrites after buying back rights to use samples from her original records.
Wow.
She had to rebuy her samples of herself.
That's wild.
And that and that's pretty much where Ashanti's at right now. It's like she's gonna have to rebuy her lyrics, her work to be able to like recreate it. But even then, it's like, you know what I mean? Like you said, once you own those publishings, it's hard to get around that.
Publishings are the hardest things to move around.
Yeah.
Because nobody's gonna give those up.
Right.
Or they're just gonna continuously sell them. So again, it's more of, I will say today's majors, people are a little bit more aware to the terms that they're signing, at least in terms of how long somebody can own something. Because I've signed deals that are 3-4 years, which is nothing in the grand scheme of things.
Right.
You know, 3-4 years passes, you collect your masters, now you own 100% back. Because they'll gift it to you or allow you to re-sign on a higher marketing advance or whatever it is that they want to keep them. But, you know, that's just more of a product of the 90s and early 2000s.
Exactly.
Straight up,
and that's facts. And I think we'll see more of this over these next couple of years, like probably more artists coming out the woodworks like, I want my music, like I want my rights, you know what I mean? But we'll see, you know what I mean? Because that paperwork was already signed.
And it's like once you cut that check, that's it. That's all you get. And like
yeah, no, that's facts. So we got any comments online about any of those topics?
All right.
All right, y'all. Well, that brings us to our next news topic then.
Yep.
So we're going to bring up Diddy. We talk about some throwbacks. Let's talk about Diddy a little bit. He's been talking. He's been chatting. So he says that R&B is dead in a live rant with Timbaland. So Usher chimed in, and he's just like, yo, Diddy, you sound crazy for saying this. Like, what are you even talking about? So
yeah, because like, what the fuck? How can you say R&B is dead?
Diddy said he was ranting with Timbaland. He's like, R&B is dead. And people upset. So
I think Diddy's just caught up in the new wave shit. You know what I mean? He's just he's trying to adapt to what's fresh, what's new. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like R&B, just hip hop in general, whatever, is here for longevity. It's here for a long time, regardless if it's a trend now, it's popping, whatever. Like it's still gonna be around. People still vibe to us. People still, you know what I mean?
It's
like we was just in here vibing to some R&B music earlier.
Oh
like.
yeah, you gotta switch it up.
Right.
What do y'all think out there? Y'all think R&B's dead?
Yeah, who thinks R&B's dead? Right, that's what I'm saying.
It's changing.
It's changing.
It's changing, right?
Okay.
I mean, you have SZA, you have people like her. SZA.
Exactly.
That is modern R&B.
Yes.
It's just like the R&B in the 90s wasn't the same as the R&B in the 80s.
Even like I consider like Tory Lanez and like Bryson Tiller almost like, you know, like a
genres, and the problem is people are more genre fluid now than they ever were.
Yeah.
Right.
They can go between hip hop, they can go to R&B, they can go to pop. And so a lot of people that are stuck in the classic definition of R&B and hip hop, they don't want to address what's new.
That's the thing, classic definition.
Right, because you put it in a box, and then once you put it in that box, it's in that box. You know what I
doesn't
mean?
Diddy got an R&B single out right now?
He just dropped it with.
Mistaken.
He sure did with Bryson Tiller, I think.
Yes.
Right, so that's.
He's trying to bring R&B alive, I guess.
But he's saying R&B is dead. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, well, Usher wasn't the only one that had something to say about it. Chris Brown also was like, R&B is not dead. He was like, y'all niggas are just ugly.
Yeah, it's like, cause like people want fast food rather than a real deal meal. You know
Literally,
what I mean?
that's
so
it.
like,
They're like, you know what I mean? Like, don't blame the real singers out here just because it's like BET, MTV. They're not. It's not like it was before. You don't get on there and see a whole, you know, spread of videos and like authentic genres. Now it's more shows. It's more trending things.
but
like,
look, I'm gonna play this double-edged sword because I ain't gonna lie. He's probably saying this shit because of what happened with fucking what was that versus battle with the R&B between who was it, Omarion and.
That was horrible.
okay, yeah, you know, that was bad. That was a bad look and a bad sound. But it's like you can't use that to be like R&B is dead. You know what I mean? It's like that was just one bad example of like, you know, a very bad example.
Because you gotta think like those artists that were making that R&B music, they were in their prime back in the time doing that shit. You know what I mean? Like they was probably practicing that shit all day, every day, trying to hit them high notes and all that. You know what I mean? Like these people are grown fathers. These people, you know what I mean? Like
they're practicing shit. You pulling them in, they'll come. You know what I mean?
And it's like I respect them for going out and doing that shit, but it was like the whole music setup, sound shit could have been a little better. Yeah, for
Sound
It's not exclusive anymore. I mean, you have her touring with Coldplay.
right.
Like, so
I mean, you just had what Drake? He just toured with what, the Wiggles or some shit like that.
No,
That was
Kid
Who was-
Leroy.
Oh, Kid
Wiggles.
Leroy. Okay, okay. And people turned up with that shit because they was like, "Oh, it's a throwback."
They hit
like,
that fruit salad.
Yeah, they
That's
did.
what it was.
Like
Exactly.
touring with them. SZA was touring with some other big pop artists too. I think the problem is people are trying to define it in a box.
Yeah.
It's not anymore.
Right. It's really not. Cause like, for instance, myself, like I make music in English and Spanish. I rap, I sing, I do hip hop, R&B, dancehall, reggaeton. Like I can, you know what I mean. So it's like once I put myself in a certain box, it's like I feel like I just limited myself of what sounds, melodies, and you know what I mean. I like to challenge myself as an artist. I like to see where I can reach and what I can do. You know what I mean. If I can do some type of EDM mix up, I will. If I can do some type of, you know, rock, whatever, I'll try. You know what I mean. It's like, but it's like just trying to expand and just, you know, always expand the sounds that you have and shit. Because trust me, you'll surprise yourself sometimes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We got any comments online on this topic?
Oh yeah, Christopher Smith brought up a good idea. Diddy was trolling to push up R&B sales and streams.
Ooh, that.
Like he said, he just dropped that R&B track.
Yep. That's
Okay.
true. That's true.
All right, whatever, Diddy. Okay, I ain't mad at you.
He
Do what you gotta do.
he pulled a
bro.
Kanye
Whatever.
move.
Hey,
That's what he did.
It sure does.
Right.
Good
Wow.
PR, bad PR, doesn't matter. It's all PR.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like even when they were complaining about his clothes being in the trash bag like packaging or whatever and shit like that. Yeah,
Sold
like
out.
he sold that shit out.
Sure did.
So yeah, that is true. You know what I mean? A lot of artists like to use these type of tactics and stuff to just push themselves up and elevate and shit. You know what I mean? And in today's world, you have to like find ways to engage with the community and stuff because, like I said, everything is virtual now. And you got people who are constantly like people's attention spans are really short. So it's like when they're on Instagram and they're on their reels and their lives, they're looking at it, clicking it, and what's next? What's next? What's next? What's next? What's next? You know what I mean? But it's like, how can you keep them entertained and be like, oh shit, let me like this, let me share this, let me, you know what I mean, send this to my friend or some shit like.
Right. You just gotta move with the technologies. That's it. Same with you, Diddy. But like I said, I think he's already 2 steps ahead because I think it was marketing. I think all that was a marketing plan because it's like, yeah, that was kind of smart for real.
So make sure y'all check out Diddy's R&B, you know what I mean, song and shit.
Exactly.
Right, because you better have that same energy, boy, on that song.
On that track, with
yeah,
Bryson.
straight up.
Right. All right, cool. So that's going to bring us into our last topic for the day. So this is actually pretty exciting. You want to...
So the last topic is pretty much we got to open up for Life Jennings at the Maryland Theater in Hagerstown.
Yeah.
What was it, July 15th?
Yeah, June 15th.
June 15th. Okay. Yeah, June 15th. And it was a great turnout, you know what I mean? We had Sunny Bronco, Crystal Baby. What was the other girls?
Oh man.
I forgot.
You asked me too quickly. We had Takesha Firefly.
Yeah, we had Takesha up there.
There was a great R&B artist. I can't think of her name right now, but she was definitely a great artist.
Yes, we'll add it in the comments later once we find it and stuff.
Yeah, but it was a fun time. Like, you know, Life Jennings kind of brings that R&B vibe, and us being able to, you know, open up in our hometown was, you know, a cool experience. We got some footage.
When he hit the must be nice.
Yes, that must be nice. Or hypothetically, of course.
Right.
That's my one too. But yeah, and of course, shout out to Too Hot Too Heavy on the camera. Got that clean, crisp recap for you.
Yep.
But yeah, guys, definitely it was a great time. Hopefully y'all can make out to our next event. We love performing for people, sharing our music, connecting with new crowds. I think there was like 600 people, I think, in attendance.
Something like
600
that.
tickets sold. Yeah. So it was definitely a fun time. So shout out to you know, Life Jennings, Ash and Alonzo.
We was up there like VIP chilling and shit.
Yeah, we was in the VIP. We was having a good time for sure. Like it was a nice time, especially in our hometown. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shout out to Hagerstown.
And shout out to Colleen for the opportunity too to be able
absolutely.
to even open up for Life Jennings and stuff too. So for sure.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's gonna conclude our music news. But we got some more for y'all, and this is actually my favorite segment that we're about to hop into now, which is our MVD'S. Let's get it.
All right, so for the people tuned in at home and stuff, and even in the live audience, the MVD segment is our music videos of the day. So pretty much we have these little signs, hot or not. We have 3 videos that we're going to show you guys, and we're just going to rate them, hot or not, what we think, you know what I mean? We're going to give them real feedback, criticism, you know what I mean? No negative shit or whatever. We're just trying to elevate people to let them know, like, hey, look, this is what could be better. You know what I mean? If it's fire, it's fire.
Yes, absolutely. Criticism is always good. People do go back and watch these and like take that criticism to heart. You know, so give it your all. And
if you're an artist out there who wants to submit your videos, submit it to us at CKG Entertainment LLC at gmail.com.
Yes.
And yeah, we'll definitely put you on here. It's free. We don't charge artists to submit their videos. None of that. Interviews, special performances. So if you want a chance, you got a spotlight. Here it is.
Yeah. That's right. Send your videos in, and let's go ahead and hop into this first video.
All right. So our first video is going to be Pablo and Gusatvo, Shelly D, and Slim GoodE.
Let's get it.
Shelly a motherfucking beast. Shelly a motherfucking problem. Won't wear it but smoke on designer. And don't give a fuck about nada. Presidential shit on some Obama. She coolin' but hot as a signer. Independent, they ready to sign her. If you lookin', you know where to find her. Baltimore raised her back in the days. The OGs made dollars, they gave her the change. Then gave her the game, now she got it made. Well connected, nigga, watch what you say. Bombs away, smoke a op like a J. Listening to sitting on the dock of the bay. Shelly got an old soul and a new pole, so don't get in the way. She in love with the hate. You move different when you know that you great. And Shelly the greatest, ain't up for debating. She ain't with the talking unless it's about Franklin's, Grants, Jackson. Starting a business or maybe investing. Rocking that flavor, don't keep up with fashion. Spit from the soul, that shit our passion. High as hell, highest scores on our classes. Riding around with pretty whores in their class. They down to do anything you can imagine. Shelly D, and the D is for damage. Damage the track and another track after. Saying you better might fill it with laughter. Talking whatever might tell you to cast. But I'll bet whatever when it come to rapping. Shelly bad, got my money on that one.
GoodE say strapping revolvers. GoodE send shots, no warning. Shelly the motherfucking problem. GoodE the bomber. GoodE be minding his business, but posted at churches. That nigga be chasing that paper. I swear that nigga be skating. GoodE and Shelly be touring your city, rocking them shows, trying to get us a million. GoodE got vision. GoodE keep seeing us, counting his money that stacked to the ceiling. GoodE take care of his niggas, he cut a little different. GoodE not doing no tricking, but fuck with the bitches. GoodE a smooth individual, keeping that K like I'm crippled. Backwood that's full of that jet fuel. GoodE keep rolling some missiles. Me and the team, we sit presidential. Northeast niggas, that's all about business. GoodE stay focused on paying attention, so you all of my business. That chopper gon' spin you. GoodE is savage, I carry a can and go hard for my brand. You know I ain't playing. GoodE ain't shaking no hands. I want it written in paper instead. GoodE ain't playing about the brand. I'm all on the loaf like butter I spread. GoodE gon' ride to the motherfucking end. Purple the color, you know that we wave. I am the spade, this truck with your ace. Some more like I'm Malcolm at the blinds with the K. The blueprint of Pac, I be merged from the grave. Watch me the brand that's never gon' fade.
If GoodE say get him, I got him.
If Shelly say get him, I got him.
That's my brother, he got it, we mobbing.
For them dollars, we both got a problem.
MOE,
that's the motto.
Why you niggas cat for a follow? follow.
Paper chasing till we hit the lotto.
We feel like Pablo and Gusatvo. If GoodE say get him, I got him.
If Shelly say get him, I got him.
That's my brother, he got it, we mobbing.
For them dollars, we both got a problem.
MOE,
That's the motto.
why you niggas cat for a follow?
Paper chasing till we hit the lotto.
We feel like Pablo and Gusatvo.
Pablo and Gusatvo, Shelly Beans,
She got me feeling like Pablo, so you gotta be Gusatvo.
I'll be Gusatvo, that's fine.
Opened up for our release party maybe like 4 years ago. That's when we linked up when we used to do shows out in Baltimore with like Wisdom Chord and all that shit and stuff. So that's how we linked up. And hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Crazy.
That video was hot as shit. What we looking in the comments?
Nothing yet? All right, what about in the audience?
I think it was hot.
Hell yeah, that shit is hot. She got me feeling like Pablo Gustavo.
Royalty.
Hell yeah.
Love that.
Hell yeah, royalty. I like that. I like that.
Anybody got any feedback on the video or the music, the song?
Just fire, just total fire. Complete fire.
Beat is banana. My man's voice, I love his tongue. His vocals is great.
Yeah.
That
Shorty spit too, but Buddy's voice, like, yeah.
Nah, but
That's what gets you signed now. It's more or less your sign. You ain't gotta say nothing. It's the sound, the way you sound on the rap. You can put out a song and that shit can be doo-doo. You ain't gotta say nothing.
straight up.
Green line.
You got a good tongue, you got a good voice.
And a good beat.
There you
Bro,
go.
Yeah, the beat.
that beat,
They went in with that.
that was that UK sound, you know what I mean? That drill track, that makes you want to do Yes,
Yeah, it was
yes.
fire. Shelly said, get him, I got him.
Yeah, definitely, she got him.
Yeah, you got it, Shelly.
You got it, you got
Shout
it.
out to y'all.
Woo.
Fire Project. Go ahead, put your hands together for them again, y'all.
Yes,
That was
yes.
great.
You might be receiving a call.
Right, I'm about to call him right now. That's funny. All right, y'all, so let's go ahead and hop into our next video.
Yes, yes.
So this next video is...
Artist from West V, right?
Yeah, and actually this was filmed here working with Too Hot Too Heavy as well. So shout out to Shockin, and this video is called Geeked.
It's GoodE.
Oh, get up, man. You got the video shoot, bro. What you doing?
I'm trying to sleep, man.
Oh, man, you geek.
Nigga, I'm geek, swag up and fresh and unique. Money fall right out my jeans, can't rock with me. If you ain't one on my team, you better go take a seat. I keep a beam, just like I'm Piccolo. Chase you clowns down with an axe, you a gigolo. Shawty wanna fuck your boy over some mistletoes. Even though we fuck, I won't never miss a hoe. Nigga, I'm geek, swag up and fresh and unique. Money fall right out my jeans, can't rock with me. If you ain't one on my team, you better go take a seat. I keep a beam, just like I'm Piccolo. Chase you clowns down with an axe, you a gigolo. Shawty wanna fuck me over some mistletoes. Even though we fuck, I won't never miss a hoe. The 40 hold a dick, just like a pair of briefs. Leave a op with a halo, cause I'm a master chief. Chef this shit up, you would've thought that I had the recipe. Don't play no games with me because this is not no destiny. Nigga, I'm geek, swag up and fresh and unique. Money fall right out my jeans, can't rock with me. If you ain't one on my team, you better go take a seat. I keep a beam, just like I'm Piccolo. Chase you clowns down with an axe, you a gigolo. Shawty wanna fuck your boy over some mistletoes. Even though we fuck, I won't never miss a hoe. Nigga, I'm geek, swag up and fresh and unique. Money fall right out my jeans, can't rock with me. If you ain't one on my team, you better go take a seat. I keep a beam, just like I'm Piccolo. Chase you clowns down with an axe, you a gigolo. Shawty wanna fuck me over some mistletoes. Even though we fuck, I won't never miss a hoe. Geek.
Alright, y'all. Shockin Geeked.
We got the knots in there.
We love honesty.
Yeah, be honest. That beat was fire. Yeah, that beat was fire.
Just the beat for y'all.
Alright, so let's. It was very monotone, like
Yeah, I can see that.
So that's true.
Y'all caught that.
That's true because when it comes to like vocals and shit, you really gotta project.
You do have to project.
You know what I mean? So if you're gonna hit those low, you really gotta like project.
I felt like the beat was kind of overpowering his voice because it was so low.
I'm glad it did overpower his voice though. My man, he's just a good person.
He said, "My man, he's good. He's
Amen.
Coming from an A&R standpoint, I mean, the problem was his vocals. So when he was adding that backing, it was in a different tone that he was rapping in. It collided because he's too deep when he was rapping naturally, and then he was like kind of screaming at the same time. So I didn't even hear any of the lyrics.
Yeah, because it was like with the.
I mean, I met him. I've heard some of his other stuff. I like some of his other stuff better.
Yeah. I can see that.
But yeah, I mean, overall, I mean that's my biggest thing from an A&R standpoint. I think it just felt a little short too of a track.
It did seem a little short.
It did seem short.
Did it not feel a little short?
It did.
It was kind of a little short.
It did.
I like the beat and the lens they used to shoot the video.
Yeah, video was fire.
Yeah, hell yeah, that shit was fire.
Yeah, angles.
Oh, I ain't seen
Angles.
I'm talking about the lens that was shot with.
Yeah.
That shit was whack.
Yeah. Well, shout out to Shockin again for putting your music out here. We got some online comments. If you want to go ahead and
online.
Christopher Smith says it's a nod. It had potential, but the ad-lib track is throwing off the sound.
The ad-lib track was throwing off the sound. Okay.
Okay. Anything else? Okay.
Okay.
All right. Cool. Okay, well, hey, listen, I appreciate all the feedback, but at the end of the day, Shockin, we appreciate you for putting yourself out there, doing your thing. Shout out to you. Keep grinding.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Just keep working.
I've been booked off the stage before.
Hell yeah.
Builds character, man.
Shit, it does. It really does.
That's
iron
it.
sharp as iron.
All right, y'all. We're going to go ahead and hop into this last video.
All right, so our last video for the MVD'S is going to be Rich Long DBF.
Let's get it.
And I know that shit. Wouldn't let most of you bitches even hold my dick. Used to treat hoes like the O's I flip. Get them in and get them gone, ain't no talk, that's it. I'm FLY, it don't matter what I drive. Pull up on her in a beater, bet you she still getting side. Say she SHY, till she come around the guys. Now she bustin' open wide, all that shake, I need some fries. Look, I be trying to change, but I swear I make it difficult. Treating thottin' like a sport, swear that y'all so typical. Two can play that game, no, I'm a cruddy individual. R-I-D-G to the E, speak direct, no subliminal. I'm F-R-E-E, dummy bitch free. Pop out on the scene, so fresh and clean, just mobbing with the team. I'm S-I-N-G-L with the E. Told my ex to delete the number, please don't get a boy no ring. I'm F-L-Y, it don't matter what I try. Pull up on her in a beater, bet you she still getting side. Let's go! Up until I'm clean. I've been sick like COVID 19. Papa V, niggas know I'm getting me. Eliante, applying pressure. I order every entree. The youngest flexing. They doing what I say. I'm giving lectures. I'm ironing out my plays. No need to measure. We don't call ourselves a game, but we be acting like a game. All about my cash. Can I put your picture in my frame? Pull a bang. I would never change. Always stay the same and use a lane. Nothing to claim, it's still gang, 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 gang. Said F-R-E-E, dummy bitch free. Let's go. On the scene, so fresh and clean, just mobbing with the team. Let's go. S-I-N-G-M with the E. Told my ex to delete the number, please don't get a phone or ring. I'm T-R-I-D, tired of these bitches. Got a nigga back at home, but still in my phone, always trapping. I'm a real street nigga, said she need a street nigga. I've been eating this, she wanna leave, she's tryna eat with me. I tell the bitch, suck dick, don't use your teeth. I'm in D-U-C-K
popping bottles in here,
We
yo.
popping bottles. What y'all think out there? Hot or not?
That's my little man. He talking all facts.
Yo,
He on George Street right now making that video.
Shout out to George Street.
Franklin waking up sheets on gang. That's my man.
Yeah. I'm KIDFREE.
The nigga that was last some shit, but he got
Kid free right now because I'm doing the podcast. But once I get home, I might have to deal with him. Shout out to my little boys though.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
But the sound,
He said we got a neutral. Okay.
Okay.
I gotta give it to him though because of the fact of the matter, I'm from Hagerstown.
Okay.
Shout out to Jonathan Street.
Shout out to Jonathan Street, George Street, Park Place, Nolan. We got some Nolan soldiers.
Sumans.
All that.
Okay.
Shout out to all Hagerstown.
White boy at the beginning.
Bridge
I
Long.
seen him.
Yep.
I seen this video before I even came in, so I seen him get 4 already. So big shout out.
He's real big on TikTok right now.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah.
Yo just came home from jail, bro, and niggas in his ass. Make sure he rap, bro.
Right. Because he's fine.
They should have did a different beat because that beat already is getting. I mean, Gorilla just signed with Yo Gotti. You know what I mean?
Wow. I know that.
I will say the second homie who was on the track, it was too much with the sounds. I was hearing too much.
The second verse?
Yeah. Sound is different. The biggest thing is the reason they recorded that was a TikTok challenge.
You're right, TikTok challenge, and it blew the fuck up.
Official video.
Yeah, nothing was official until it blew up.
That's not gonna
He
pop up.
recorded
I
that.
never seen that joint.
He recorded that
That's
on
my little man. I go to his house
Facebook,
right now.
and it has over 1 million views on Facebook already.
Yeah, but that nice, bro.
Yeah, that one has over 1 million views.
You're gonna get 80. You're gonna get 50,000 views.
I seen that video before. I actually watched that video.
Yeah, so he started as a TikTok.
Yeah, I heard y'all know about Sonny Bronco though.
Sonny Bronco.
You know that's my real blood cousin.
Hell yeah.
Everybody y'all done brung in that was good, but they like all them like.
Shout out to Sonny Bronco.
You know what got them on, right? Is that Black Lives Matter song? With him and Crystal Baby.
Yep.
That's what got them on for real.
Nah, when they did that shit was fire, man.
I'm an OG.
It's a hype track. We got the OGs fucking with it.
Yeah, the OG's fucking with it.
Yeah, yo, I don't know why he used someone else's beat. He got hella niggas around that can make beats, man. That was weird.
So what you think? We got the A&R perspective.
So the reason he used that beat was just for TikTok originally, and then when it popped off, what happens is you can get like a mechanical license.
Right, a mechanical license to be able to use it.
I don't know what it's doing on Spotify, but you do get paid on Facebook streams.
Right.
So when people, 1 million streams on Facebook, that's good money.
Right.
So,
and that's just one platform. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
TikTok, that's a whole other thing. Like,
TikTok paid that video.
yeah, you can get paid from all. You can monetize off of all platforms.
I understand. I see what you're saying. A lot of things that make sense. That's not even his best song.
No, it's not. That's
And the fact that it hit 1 million views.
Yeah.
The fact that it hit 1 million views, yo, shout out to him for that. That ass.
You're too old, nigga. Let it go.
Yo, I love it. That's why we're in the audience, yo.
Right.
That networking.
Shorty low. He's the only nigga ever made that 40.
Listen, after.
It's 2 Chainz.
Jay-Z's first album didn't come out. He didn't go big until he was in his 30s.
Right, but
That's facts. That's facts.
Most people,
That's facts.
it takes a little
best
bit.
CD ever though. He dropped that bitch before his 20s.
So from the
like
A&R perspective,
he was coming out. He's Southern
coming from a conversation I just had with the majors, they're requiring all their artists now to post 12 TikToks.
Yep, we were talking about that.
So if not, they do not get their marketing advance. The
Which is
marketing
wild.
advance is what allows them to be.
How they make money on TikTok?
So TikTok is now its own distribution platform. So every X amount of loops counts as a stream. So that's why they're pushing their artists, because it's actually the most used streaming platform right now. So I got a call from the head of marketing of one of the lower Sony labels. He told my artists 12 TikToks a week minimum, or you don't get a marketing advance.
12 TikToks a minimum.
I believe
or
it.
you don't get a marketing advance.
So if you don't eat, so now their artists are calling me, what can I
You
post?
don't eat.
Yeah.
You ain't got no.
So they're like, what do I post? Like, I don't even know what to post. So that is a great example Eventually, Red, I don't know if he has yet, I haven't talked to him in a while, he will get approached from, he will definitely 1,000%, he hasn't already, have a major knocking at his door.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
If you can utilize TikTok in today's society, unfortunately that's what we came to.
Yep.
TikTok will be the determining.
I can go get everybody.
True.
The first, the second, the third person, the first person. I can go get him right now and bring him right here.
So you tell me, so as long as they dropping 12
Like real
TikToks
shit.
a week,
Like,
Hell
you tell me to bring, I'll bring him right here. The first person.
Next
and the
episode,
last
you gonna bring
person,
him.
I'll bring right here.
Hell
That's
yeah.
all they care
Hell
about
yeah.
is TikTok and you being in front of it. Some of my artists, I mean, they've been in the scene for 20 years. They already have a very established touring career. I'm a tour manager. I go on tour with them. That's it.
Right.
Like, he just came back from Canada and shit. Like, yeah.
I haven't. No, I don't think so.
Well, guys, just real quick for time purposes, Dylan actually had a whole interview. He was our first person that we ever interviewed. So if y'all want to go back and hear a little bit of his story, definitely check that out.
Yeah,
we do have to keep the show going a little bit though. So online comments.
A little bit of controversy.
Uh-oh.
All right, here the third man up should have stayed home. Seems like he was running from the beat.
He said he was running from the beat.
Oh, the last verse.
Yeah.
Okay, well, listen, Rich Long, you got the room talking. Shout
Yeah.
out to you. Another round of applause again for that project.
Just for putting Hagerstown on like that too. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Shout out to the city, y'all. Shout out to the
shout
city.
out to the city.
All right, y'all. Well, that ends our MVD section for today. But we are not finished. We got something super special planned for y'all.
Yes, yes. We got a special interview today with the one,
the only,
Bryan
Welcome. Welcome. Hey. Bryan Barnes in the building,
Yes,
y'all.
yes.
Success, $1 million holder.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How's it going?
Great. Listen, I'm not even going front. I'm really excited about this interview.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It's fun to have you on this side of the table now.
That's right. That's right.
Right.
Excited to be here with you guys. I love you guys.
And just to
Yes,
let
love
people,
you always.
let people know at home and shit too. Like you've been supporting since day one, bro. When we've been doing CKG Sound, you know what I mean.
like
You've been
supporting
every
people, man.
episode.
I know what's
like,
good.
you know
I know
what
where the
mean?
money's at.
Hell yeah,
Manifest
bro.
success.
Facts.
You gotta speak that shit into existence.
That's
you
right.
know, I know where it's at.
That's right. Listen, tonight we're gonna hop into a lot. Y'all gonna hear from Bryan, a little of his story. So before we do that, why don't we go ahead and pop into this first clip that we have for you, and then we can tell people a little bit about you.
Okay.
All right. Let's
I'm not going to give you the full script right now, but you have to imagine that it has to be entertaining for someone to buy, for someone to like it. My main goal is to get this community involved in a situation and tell them that this church is here to make dreams possible.
Keep coming up with this. We gotta move. Almost nighttime. What?
Wow, so you dabbling.
Yeah, I have my hand on a little bit of things. Yeah, I love it. I love the work.
And even before we get into that one, right? Like, cause the first our sponsor clip, you had our sponsor clip with the PTSD awareness and stuff. Do you want to talk a little bit about that and stuff? Like,
Yeah, well, I do have PTSD. I'm a 100%er. A couple of vets know what I'm talking about when I say that. You know, I've helped a couple of vets with their claims. I really want to build a foundation called the Visual Rehabilitation Foundation, where it's helping veterans, and we're dealing with making short episodes, like 7-minute films, where we're doing things with veterans, and I'm dealing with the VA right now, but COVID sort of hit us, and it took us into a loop to where, you know, and then my doctor left me, my psychiatrist left me, and you know, I see a psychiatrist once a week, you know, and a lot of black people won't admit to that, but it helped me, you know, and it helped me get my money too, You know what I'm saying? So, sometimes you gotta talk to people and to deal with your issues. I'm on medication. I've been homeless before. You know, I admit I ate out of trash can before. You'll see that in my movie. You know, I've been through hell. You know, and I came up here with nothing, like 14 years ago. You know, and now I have a beautiful wife. I have a home. I have a beautiful family. They came to visit me, you know, and support me. You know, I mean, I'm all about family. You know, I'm with 2H Media. You know, blood through. You know what I'm saying? I'm down with them. You know, I just enjoy making films. You know, I've made 2. I've made appearances in videos and things like that, and you know, I just enjoy the work. You know, I enjoy helping people. I like you guys too. I'm going to take you guys out to lunch.
Hell yeah, like you said, we're gonna talk.
Thank
Hell
you.
yeah.
No, absolutely. I have to ask. So you say you came up here about 14 years ago. Where's that from?
Right.
DC.
Okay.
What part?
Northeast.
Okay.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Northeast.
And so a veteran, you're a veteran yourself.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what branch or
Army.
Okay.
What'd you say, son?
So thanks for serving.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate
thank
that.
you for your service.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
for sure.
So how long ago was that?
Well, what, in the service?
Yeah.
30 years ago.
Wow.
89 to 92.
Wow.
I was in Desert Storm. I drove trucks. You know, I'm a war veteran. I shot a dead guy twice. I stopped in the convoy. Yeah, and it bothered me so much that when we got home, I built a mural in my basement. And I used to go down there and I got high and I drank and you know, it was a terrible experience, you know, and it bothered me so much, you know, and I told my psychiatrist about it, and you know, I think I tried to commit suicide. I know I tried to commit suicide before, you know, twice, you know, once in my best friend's kitchen, and I called my son. Y'all call him Dip, I call him son. I don't want to get off the subject or anything like that, but it's some real shit. Depression is some real shit. You know what I'm
straight
saying?
up.
And, I've overcame a lot of things, you know. And I just want everybody to know if you need help, you need to talk to somebody. Then talk to somebody. Talk to me. You know, write me. Reach out. You know, I'm here. You know, I want to help. You know, I've seen a lot of friends of mine that passed away that's not here anymore, and I think they wanted me to say that today. You know, so.
No, that's beautiful. That's all love.
And Bryan, like I commend you, bro, for real, for all of that, what you just said and everything. Like, you know what I mean? Because you're definitely a genuine person. You know what I mean? And it's like you said, a lot of people go through PTSD, just trauma, just, you know, depression, all kinds of things. And it's like a lot of people don't speak on it, and especially men. You know what I mean? Men usually don't speak on shit, just for the simple fact that we're supposed to be men.
It's in silence. You're supposed to be in silence about it. You know.
Right. But it's like, you know what I mean? Once one person starts to open up, more people are going to start to open up. And eventually, you know what I mean, we will be able to build that community of people who can just, you know what I mean, instead of just thinking you're by yourself, you're alone, like, you know what I mean, you're not. Like, you know what I mean, we have this CKG sound. We built this community of music people, you know what I mean, just because there's nothing out here for people to do and shit, you know what I mean? So it's like keeping people out the streets and shit, you know what I mean? Come here, have a good time, you know what I mean, and turn up with us, you feel me? So it's like, nah, I definitely commend you for that. And like he said, anybody out there, veterans, all that, need any type of assistance or anything, definitely reach out to this man,
So also let them know that because you're a veteran don't mean you got PTSD, even for them convicted criminals.
Yeah,
I got PTSD, man. I did 14 years in prison. Like, PTSD is real.
Talk about it.
It's really real. Like, it makes you hard. It makes it hard to trust people. It makes it hard to even open up to people. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Like, it's really real. Like it's real. Like that PTSD is real. Like, so anybody that got to deal with it, besides veterans, people that been in the streets so long that they don't know how to get out of it. Like, that shit real, man.
Straight up.
It's real, man.
And it takes courage to even talk about it.
Right. Even you stepping up to do that, that's courage, bro. And I commend you for that. You feel me? Straight up.
Bro, and you know everybody, because you know sometimes it's like the Me Too movement, you know. And I hate like that.
That's the
you didn't hear about, like, you know, sometimes it takes that one person
it ain't part of the trend
to come out.
If it ain't the trend, it don't exist. Like, if it ain't the noun, if it ain't a nigga like me doing it, or a nigga like you doing it, or you doing it, it's not popular. It's not accepted. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to stop worrying about whatever people accept and whatever people want in life. Like we shouldn't look for your acceptance in life
Right.
to find my acceptance.
Exactly.
Like, that's the problem with the world right now. Everybody as a whole looking for acceptance of what they think is cool or what they think is cool. That's why TikTok's so famous right now.
Right.
Because everybody worried about what another person doing or what someone else is doing in their life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If they're not doing what they're not doing, they don't feel like they're accomplishing nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It don't take my accomplishments to be similar to your accomplishments for me to make an accomplishment. Like real shit. Like,
Yeah, different levels of success.
Yeah.
That looks different to everybody.
like,
Straight up.
Like, I commend bro like for that,
Yeah,
bro. Like you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like I ain't gonna lie, I commend bro for that. Like
And there's like he said, there's a lot of
same
people.
thing, 5'9" Gonzo. If you want to talk to a nigga that got PTSD that really got it from the hood, holler at me. It ain't about nothing, yo. 5'9" Gonzo on Instagram. Like I talk to anybody about that. You know what I'm saying? I got 16-year-old daughters that got PTSD just because me being in prison.
Right.
Yeah, so I know how in depth that stuff is.
Right, like
how
it doesn't only affect just you, it affects the people around you and the people around them.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I done messed up good relationships. I done messed up good people in my life because I didn't know if I could accept them or not. I'm worried about what happened in the past.
But honestly, like it's my first time meeting you. I feel like you are good people. You feel me? I feel like, you know what I mean. It's just you need to express yourself as well. You need to let the people know what's up.
Like
You
I
feel
said,
me?
that's what it takes.
Straight up.
You know, sometimes it takes that one man.
Yeah, straight up.
Be the open voice to open that door.
Like I said, you just started all of this. You feel me?
It's a crazy thing. It might sound crazy. It's crazy for the simple fact that this good brother right here, this black man right here with goals in his mouth, right, will get more of a response than anybody else. Like if I bring him, no disrespect to you, if I bring him, put him in this spot, he won't get near his response that he will get. It's crazy that the world respect goals in their mouth and Gucci shades.
Well, no, that's because nowadays everybody's got that dope boy, trap boy, street boy mentality.
But you say that, that's the reason I can't believe that though, right? Ain't nobody in the streets getting no more money than when he was, what he could have got in his prime, or your prime with your old ass. Nobody getting no dope money, no coke money, no drug money.
I would say something.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Bryan,
That's my
when I
mom.
first met you, when my daughter introduced me to you, I told you right then and there, I said, you're not a follower, you're a leader.
Facts.
I said, whatever's
Facts.
in your heart to do, and your mind to do, you reach for it, and don't let nobody stop you. You don't get knocked down, you get back up. And you did just that. When I started showing little clips to different family members and friends of mine, my co-workers and all, of you, their first impression was, he's a good actor. I hear return correction.
Straight up.
He's not an actor. He's living the life.
That's experience. That's through life shit.
That's right.
He's living that life and
Real.
he's conquering it.
I felt like I had a baby when I did that movie, especially the second one. I didn't really know what I was doing with the first movie, It's Your Time. You know, we dealt with like a suicidal aspect in the first movie, and I really didn't understand it, but the second one was a little more fulfilling and a little more challenging.
Excuse me, no lie. Why do you understand the suicidal aspect of it?
Because
You said you.
I mean, I didn't.
We got a clip of the first movie.
We got a clip of the first movie.
Okay, yo, I'm gonna go ahead and run
Yeah,
that
let's
back
run
for
it.
us.
Let's run the clip real quick.
Yeah,
and
let's
we'll
check
jump
it
back
out.
into it. Let's get it.
YouTube like that, you know.
Yeah, because
you can't
deep.
quote,
It's deep.
you know, some realness shit like that.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But that makes you want to. I'm like, man, when the movie comes out?
Right, it makes me want to know more. Right.
Like, Tyler Perry, they ain't got nothing on that right there.
That shit had me like tuned in the whole time when I was watching, bro.
Yeah. We need a proper movie on that.
I've been kind of observing from the standpoint of we're both, you know, we're both in the entertainment field, right?
Okay.
And when we're in the entertainment field, we're told to suppress things like that. You know, we're taught that nobody cares about your feelings. Your goal is to entertain people. I remember the first time I went on tour, I was exhausted. I didn't want to do anything. I was having like terrible.
I mean, him is the best rapper because he spoke his feelings though.
Yeah, I mean,
so
and I was
his feelings don't matter.
Having terrible anxiety about it, and like, you know, you're not supposed to. They tell you don't voice
Don't talk
that.
about smoking drugs and doing drugs. That's
And they tell you not to do that stuff, but seeing what you're putting out, it's taking what you've been through and still allowing it to entertain you, which is a rare thing. It's rare in this industry.
With respect, but most industries that you're talking about is your color and your race, right? That's
Yeah,
all
I mean,
they want. They don't want nothing
well, no,
but
that's
drugs, violence, sex, and disrespect.
No, that's what it is because people
That's what y'all get off on. Not you, but that's what white people get off on. Hearing our story.
Well, yeah.
And living something that they can't see or something that they really don't know nothing about.
Well, yeah, and I think it's even deeper than that. It's as personal struggles because, you know, I've been in this industry now for 6 years in the music industry in some capacity, and you know, when I talk to people, they like the first time I ever went somewhere, they were like, oh, you know, how your mother and father put you through college, they did you all this. My dad was an alcoholic walking down. The last time I saw him, he was walking downtown. He died 2 weeks later. You know, I was put through that trauma in life, and you know, I never wanted to talk about it. So for the longest time when I started this industry, because everybody it seemed like they had well-off families that put them into the industry, or they had connections that put them into it, and like I lied. Like I didn't want to be the one that looked like.
What's the only street name that Jay-Z, Rock Nation ever signed?
Not as familiar with Rock Nation. I know who they sign nowadays. They'll sign anybody nowadays.
I wouldn't say they would sign anybody.
I mean, they're signing my electronic acts.
You ain't anybody, would you? You wouldn't consider yourself anybody, would you?
No, but I will say I don't mean anybody in that sense. I mean any genre. And that's the
Jay-Z been introduced to all genres from the beginning.
What was the question again?
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah. Let's go back to the question. Hold on.
For time purposes, we gotta get
Hold on. Let's let him finish real quick. Let's let him finish real
So
quick.
it's less of a question, but it's more of just an acknowledgement that you're taking something that for so long, I think, going back to your point, people suppress things.
Yeah.
But in this industry, we're taught even more to suppress as entertainers.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and seeing that you're able to take that and put it into something that's entertaining, but also show people that you can do that. I think that's very admirable. And I
Yeah.
you know,
Thank
I've
God.
been told for so long, you know, just suppress
Give
everything.
yourself
Nobody,
on that.
But now, I gotta say something. Eazy-E was the same person. Eazy-E was the first person that ever really made it to the point where they banned him from anywhere. And the only like rap music period, as far as the only reason we make money as it is right now, is because the people that we reach out to get this. The same thing as movies, yo. We watch movies. We watch John Wick. We watch Matrix to see is something that we don't know or something that we know we can't do ourselves.
Right.
That's the same thing about music. Like, so for you to say they don't accept nothing but violence, stupidity. Like, that's it. Like Sony, Rock Nation, none of us respect nothing but stupidity and violence. Period.
Right.
All this rap we listen to is nothing but stupidity and violence. So for
So-
you to say,
so I'ma go hold on, but I'ma go-
Listen, I'm only speaking on the fact of saying it's hard to accept because of the genre. But no, the only reason they accept us, the only way they will accept us, is if it's stupidity and violence. We ain't talking about bitches, excuse my language. We're talking about drugs. We're talking about how we can make so much money doing this and doing that. They don't want to hear it.
And like I'm
name one rapper right now besides my man Knowledge, right? He's a Christian rapper. He's a Christian rapper. Name one rapper right now that can actually get signed speaking our music. I'm talking about which is empowering our people, which is saying like we don't need nobody
and look,
for nothing.
and I'm gonna go off
You
of what
can't
I'm gonna
find
go off
one,
of
bro.
what he's saying too,
Like,
because
so
like you're saying about
like, come on,
PTSD,
man.
trauma,
This man's smarter than a lot
depression.
of them
Hold on, let me
bro.
finish. Let me
I know,
finish.
you gotta-
All right, so pretty much, right? It's like what he's talking about. You know, there's artists out here. You got King Von. You got all these people who are dying left and right. People, not even people who are famous, but even local people. People dying left and right because of all kinds of shit. You know what I mean? And it's like you don't know someone's struggle. Like you see an artist and you see their picture. You see the painting that they're, you know, the canvas and shit that they just painted and shit. But you don't see the shit they really had to go through to get to that. You feel me? And it's like, I respect you for saying that too, because it's true. It's like in entertainment and shit right now, what's popping? Drill music, trap shit, killing shit, you know what I mean? It's like,
gotta change it though. That's why I gotta give it to Big Bro. Now he's not opening the door.
Mm-hmm. Straight up.
Accepted to it because they like, damn, I'm going through it too. So now it can be a little bit more acceptable with them. Because like I said, it's just like the Me Too movement. So sometimes it takes that one person to start a trend. It's just like a dance. If you got a hot little dance on TikTok.
And I'm gonna talk.
So with him doing this, opening the door, saying, look, this is what I'm going through. Hell, just you sitting here tonight, you was like, man, I can relate to this man.
Right.
How many other people?
But you're not a veteran, you feel me?
Can relate to it.
Right.
You don't have to be a veteran.
Right.
You don't have to be a veteran to have PTSD.
He's smart enough, he's been did enough to make it already.
Right. All right, guys.
He's not saying enough stupid shit. He's not saying enough. He's not saying what they accept us. They only accept us for so much.
That's
they
why
only think we
we
only think we're capable of do so much in life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna lie. It's hard for me. I'm only telling my point, right? But as far as like being judged as a black man or as a human period, you know what I'm saying? We only get judged on a certain amount of things. If we do good, how long it's gonna last?
Right.
That's the question.
You get a
right?
pat in the back.
Right. How long it's gonna last? Oh, he doing all right now, but how long you think it's really gonna last?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So
for me to hear say it's hard for us to accept this type of thing, it's crazy. King Von ain't get made until he got killed.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
He was not
That's
nobody
facts.
until he got killed. I mean, this is the craziest story since he made it, and it ain't really get banging until he got killed. You know what I'm saying? Why does it take a black man to die for us to really make it?
Exactly, and that's why I want to take this time too, guys. I know everybody's getting passionate in here because, like, again, what you're talking about is real shit. But I want to hear from Bryan too. You know what I mean? I want to make sure we give him the floor too. So, like, can you tell us why entertainment? Like, to tell the story. Like, what made you go to the camera?
Trying to give him a fair shot.
Well, I think I wanted to be an entertainer ever since like the 3rd grade, I believe, where I made my teacher crack up, Mr. Everett. He was a Indianapolis Colts football player, and he was a big man, like 6'7", over 400 pounds, and he would invite like other teachers to come in, and I would put on a skit and throw my chair around and shit and flick off and then sit down and then do a little bow or whatever, and it would crack him up so badly, you know what I'm saying? And I knew right then when I could put a smile on somebody's face and stuff like that, that I had a little showmanship, you know, to me, you know what I'm saying? So I think ever since then I wanted to be like a little entertainer or whatever. And then like when I was 16, I went and I was in Job Corps, you know, because I bounced around when my parents got divorced and stuff like that. And it was this girl that was real funny. And we went to different clubs and stuff. I put on a little sports jacket, put on my little tie and all that little shit. And I went to the club owners and I was saying, well, I have an artist that I wanted to entertain. Could we come in? But we were so young that they wouldn't allow us to do it. You know, but I took the initiative to try to get her to, you know, put on a comedy act, you know. But I mean, I don't know. I always wanted to dabble in entertainment, and you know, I want other veterans to tell their stories also, and I'm willing to put up some of my own cash, you know, to have veterans tell their stories. But it's going to be like a little contest. They're going to have to come down here and really show some initiative at first, and storyboard something with us, with me and my son. Y'all call him Dip, I call him Son. And we're going to have to sit down and really storyboard something and see if it's going to be lucrative. Because I think that we can sell something to Netflix one day, eventually, if we can get enough veterans together and put something together. You know, that's my dream, you know, and put it together that way, you know.
And now, like, it's crazy that you say that, because, like, I've been talking to Ashley for a while about, like, trying to do some type of, like, movie or some shit. But, like, kind of on the same tip that you're doing, but from a perspective from a Latino. You feel me? Because, like, I know a lot of, you call veterans, whatever, you know what I mean? I know a lot of people from, like, Mexico, Honduras and shit who really been through a lot of shit, you feel me? And it's like, for them to tell me their story and shit, and for them to, like, you know, like just how you are, as passionate as you are, is telling me how shit is, like, real, you know what I mean? So it's like, I've always wanted to create that image as well and portray that to the world, because that's something a lot of people don't see either.
A lot of people
you know
are going
through
some shit, man. It's going to get worse.
Yeah, straight up.
Just for COVID alone, I mean, look at inflation right now. I mean, gas.
Everything's up the roof.
Everything's up. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So I mean, but like I said, bro, kudos to you, man. Like,
Straight up.
all praises to you, bro.
Thank you.
Out of everything you're doing, like I said, you just opened up a door for things that people don't consider cool. You just made it cool, and acceptable. Because you know, as black people, I ain't talking to no psychologist. I ain't talking to this person. I ain't talking. I ain't. That's white people problems.
Because once you do, you're crazy.
It'll save your
But
life.
now
though,
you done did it.
Yep.
Oh, okay, well, I'm not the only one going through this.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now you done.
It's good to have somebody to talk to, man.
And like even
Besides
on a spiritual level, right? Subconsciously, one person is thinking one thing, somebody else is eventually going to gravitate to that same type of energy.
Yeah.
So keep putting that energy out into the universe.
Yes.
Keep putting it out into the world, because there's probably people on the other side of the world that are saying the exact same shit as you, stepping out of their box, you know what I mean? Their comfort zone of like, you know, like expressing yourself and putting yourself out there. So yeah, bro, like keep doing that. Keep
Well,
doing that.
absolutely. And I just have to say again, it's like what we're talking about. I agree. It's like I feel like people don't think it's cool to talk about the truth. Like, and mental health isn't like attractive. Like people don't think it's like, you know what I mean? But it's like the truth is, it's like real people that are consuming the music and the movies. Like we have mental health problems. We are dealing with shit.
I got
So,
epilepsy. You feel me? I deal with that shit all the time. Like, you know what I
Like
mean?
there's so
Well,
much.
That's just like the A&R said. You know, as entertainers, they're taught
Right.
to compress that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So for somebody to actually display it, you know what I'm saying? You just opened up a whole nother door. So I'm all with you on the whole Netflix. No,
Yes.
fuck you too.
Yes.
Yeah, we can get a check from it if we have so many views, but you know, we can go Netflix or whatever, do a short. Just off of the clips that you done put out there, it was so addicting and had me wanting more. Like, hey, I can sit down. You know, if you can get somebody's attention within the first 5 seconds,
Yep.
you got it.
You got it.
That's just like with the music.
So in the space I work in, dance music, they're some of the most over-toured artists that there is. And when I first joined, Avicii was still on the rise. Avicii was huge for his records. He was never an outgoing person. He was very internalized, dealt with depression. His manager pushed him. The first thing I heard from his manager when I was working a show at Echo Station DC, nobody cares. You're here, almost like a puppet. You're here to entertain. Nobody cares. 3 years later after that, he went into his room and his kitchen slit his wrist and died.
Damn.
And then they came out with a documentary about Tim's life called Tim. And his real name is Tim. And I remember when that movie came out, half the industry didn't want it to come out. Because he says that same quote where basically you are put here to entertain, you are not put here to have your feelings out there. Nobody cares that you're tired. Nobody cares that you're dealing with depression. Nobody cares. And I will say though that I'm now working in this space and we're trying to reach a younger generation. That younger generation is more susceptible to you telling a story to them that they can relate to. They're not as interested in like, you know, things such as things they can't obtain. Like physical things aren't meaning as much as, so when I see films like this, like shorts and snippets of this, and this is the first time I've seen any of this, it relates to me as a person that, I don't come from that strong entertainment background, so I take things for what, I've always told Ashley this, I said I relate to things I can relate to, like depression, things like you go through, like when people tell me, sing me a song or show me a movie that I can't relate to, like I'm not out here with $60 million, like, you know, I don't relate to that. But I relate to true struggle, and you know, because a lot of times in this industry, people will look at me and not think that. They'll think, oh, you came from a club background. Ashley knows me better than anybody in this room.
I do.
She knows.
And I have to say, I think it's beautiful to hear what you're saying now off of seeing the clips from Bryan. Because again, this is our industry. Like, he's always like, this is how the industry does it. It has to be like this, that. He's right. But that, you know what I mean? As people, it's like there's stuff we go through that we can all relate to. That's important to talk about too.
And I think it's going to be more important at times because we are dealing with. I mean, I know I'm now phased out of what you call youth because I'm almost 30.
Don't say that.
But I talk to these kids. Like they come to me all the time. Like I'm a musician. Should I be doing this? Or I want to get into film. Should I do this? And I'm like, listen, tell a story somebody can relate to because these 14, 15-year-old kids, they are today because of the internet. They're going through more issues than anything with body image, depression,
identity.
You're by setting them those old school methods of showing them something they don't have. That's only making it worse.
Right.
So you know, when I see stuff like this, it excites me because I remember when the Tim documentary came out. I'm like, somebody's finally speaking about things musicians go through and entertainers go through. And then I remember hearing the buzz in the industry, like, they should take it down. This is painting a terrible picture. No, it's painting the truth.
It's painting what it is, right?
If you don't, sometimes. If you don't like it, I mean, C.K.G released a documentary called I'll Sleep When I'm Dead. And it shows the life of a grueling tour schedule, 400 shows in a year, not being home one day in a whole year. And, you know, I was super excited to see that too because, and then when I see stuff like this, because it's another stuff.
Because you've worked with Steve Aoki,
yeah,
so it's like,
I see that man, he came out in Atlantic City, what, a month ago?
Yeah.
Retired. But when I see things like this, I think it's really special too because PTSD is something that's not talked about a lot. And I think a lot of people experience it in different, varying degrees. I have a ton of friends in the military that have, you know, seen things, and they're not the same person.
And even what I was gonna say, bro, even you know, the young man that was sitting here earlier is like he was talking about people from the streets, people who have PTSD.
That was my next thing. You know, PTSD, military. You know, people who's actually outside. You know, the saying they say we outside.
Right.
We outside.
For
we in
real.
the streets. You know what I mean? So I can feel what he's saying. I can feel the military. Then you also got to think about, you know, people's past. You know, before back in the day when, you know, social media wasn't a thing. When you got bullied in school, it was just in school. Now you get bullied. It's in school. It's at home.
It's across the country.
Across the country, right?
So you know, and then you might have that girl who's molested when she was a child. Or so PTSD, it's from all types of things. So the fact that people can relate and Bryan's making it, you know, putting it out there for people for it to be acceptable, you know, is a big kudos, man. Like big brother.
Thanks, bro. And even what you said when you were saying, you know, when we first came up to the thing of like talking to a psychiatrist, you know, I never did that. And I come from, again, I don't talk about it much because I was told not to when I got into this, but you know, people see me. My father was a career alcoholic. He made a life of it. Like, he ended up dying last year from it. Wow. And for years, he was extremely abusive as a child. So my way of getting over that was don't show emotion. Yeah. So for years, I had no emotion. People would be like, you don't even cry at a funeral. I was like, I don't even know how to. Like, my girl gets on me all the time about it. And for years, I didn't acknowledge that as a form of PTSD because, like, and then it got so bad to the point I can't have alcohol in my house. Like, I don't drink. I personally don't drink. Everybody knows that. But, like, if people came over wine, I would, like, cringe up. And it would bring back memories of, like, when I smelt that smell.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of times people just associate PTSD as something that only happens sometimes.
Yeah. Right.
But by showcasing this to people that can need it, I think it's a very important message. And you know, for me, I don't get to talk about entertainment in this media as much. Yeah. So when I see it, I appreciate it.
Okay. So what we need is from you, the A&R, to help open up that door for Big Bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're gonna talk after this. We're gonna talk after this podcast.
Let's talk about it.
Just the military aspect, as you just spoke on, you went through it in different levels.
How much is it gonna cost?
I'm trying to get management deals right now in the back.
You're right. He managing right now. He's managing right there.
We need to like just open up the whole horizon for everybody. Like you said, PTSD comes in all different versions.
Yeah, all
And
different
women
shapes.
too, and women too.
Yeah.
Discriminate women too.
Yes,
yeah. So I think the next step, big shouts out to Dip, because I know Dip for many moons, many moons. We go way back. You know what I mean? The boy is a monster with the visual right now. I'm proud of everything he got going on. Bryan, you done opened up the door for the whole PSD, you know what I'm saying? So now what we need to do is get a different version or a different insight on it.
We need more vets. We need...
Well, no, not vets. I mean, as in, so you keep doing your 7 minute, but do it in a different version. Because it's not just with
they're all
blacks,
vets.
it's with white.
Yeah.
So just like how we was on Irv Gotti, you know, the door Irv Gotti opened up, you just opened up the door.
Right.
Because, you know, he's got tails. Alright, so now your tales of PTSD could be in a woman's eyes. Mm-hmm. Could be in a child's eyes.
Did you point at me first?
Could be, I'm just saying, you know, could be in the block boy's eyes. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Where he was
so now
talking about
we got different versions of it. Yeah. You know, you got the street version, the block boy's eyes, you know what I mean? What the streets go through, you know. I've been shot at people. Hey, niggas know me. I got good rep, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, have different versions, you know.
And get some
the Caucasian side, the women, you know, from rape to, you know, molested to beaten all the time. You know, when we were young, we were always taught, hey, fair ride, spoil the child, you know. So
People
Trying not to beat our kids
people have to
down.
be serious about things like that, though. But when I wanted to make
I
my
ain't saying I'm gonna do it.
no.
You
I'm
gonna
talking about anybody.
Right.
When you talk about making films and stuff like that, I wanted to have like more people in the second movie that we made, you know. But when it comes to like timing things with people and scheduling things with people, you know, I even offered to pay people, you know, and people weren't showing up. People weren't committed. People weren't
because they didn't,
you know,
they didn't see
because they didn't see the vision
exactly
that I saw at the time. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of people don't want to jump on things until
And somebody saw I was, or Max thought I was
until they
bullshit.
see. Yeah.
You know, so I don't, you know, maybe now I might have a little more clout.
Well, the way
you
I
know,
look,
with things.
if you touch one person off of this whole interview, and you already have.
Absolutely.
Right.
You're gonna touch multiple people just in this room alone.
I hope so.
You done your job.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, and then the fact that, you know, CKG is on a platform that they're already on.
Yeah, they're moving up. Yeah, they're moving
So big
up.
shout out to CKG. You know what I mean? But we need more things like this to make it acceptable in the industry. Am I right or wrong, Mr. A&R? Because there's a lot of things that we go through that people don't know, you know?
No,
I mean,
it's
some
big
of the best rappers are storytellers. Their music still lives to this day. You think about who still gets radio play to this day? Slick Rick. You know, they 50, 60 years old and they can still sell out a show. Why? Because they're good storytellers. So anybody who can tell a good story with their rhyme or a good
It's
movie
there
with
for
their-
longevity.
It's there for, exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
You win it. You got it, man.
And that's exactly the same with you, Bryan. Like I said, the work that you're doing is so impactful. Like just by you speaking your truth and living in your authentic self, like you are just literally creating a wave
That
of
helps
change.
others do that for themselves.
Yeah,
You know what I
it's
mean?
beautiful.
It makes it okay. It makes it
And
cool.
We got some more clips, right?
I was just gonna say that brings me to the next thing. You said something about a new movie. Got a clip of that back there, Dip? Let's get
Let's
it.
get it. Snippet of the new movie.
All around the world. Do I belong here? I love my country.
Look what I got you. Thank you, Lord.
I'm not a bad guy. I'm just a hustler. Fly, handsome young man, start running my money up. I'm not a bad guy. Get the bag and double up. Ain't got time for no vacation, don't spend it, you run it up. I'm not a bad guy. I'm just a hustler. Fly, handsome young man, start running my money up. I'm not a bad guy. Get the bag and double up. Ain't got time for no vacation, don't spend it, you run it up.
again, baby. Yeah, baby. You know I love you, right? We do good together.
Alright, so that was Brian Barnes' Blast Up Close.
So anything you want to share about that clip that we just saw?
Well, basically, we did that during COVID. It took us what? Well, how long did it take us to complete that? That was before COVID? Oh, okay. I thought it was during COVID. Shit, I don't know.
I've seen that one before.
You see it?
Hey, I follow you, bro.
Who was the cart?
Who was the cart? Well, we knew we had to build a relationship with the cart to establish like the friendship, because the cart would reappear in the end of the movie when the gas scene came. So we knew we had to build some sort of relationship with the cart, and me and Son went through that with the storyboard process. That's why I was encouraging like other vets, if they wanted to come to our house, 2H2H Media, and sit down with us and discuss something, and we put it on black and white and storyboarding, then possibly we could go ahead and set up something to where we could film and we could start getting this stuff into motion and stuff like that. But they're gonna have to be committed, and it's gonna have to be a storyboard, and we're gonna have to go through the process again like we did with Blast Up Close. But the cart was supposedly my best friend. And you could tell that I was talking to the cart as if it was my best friend. And I got that off of seeing homeless people really talking to carts in Washington, D.C. And I saw it, up front personally. And I sort of piggybacked off of that. And I'm sure that some of those guys were veterans.
Right, straight up.
Yeah, man, kudos to you, because you just opened up a whole different door, a whole nother, there's no ceiling with this right here.
Yeah.
A lot of people put a ceiling on things they do. That's like we were talking about earlier when they were doing the music news and all that. A lot of people box themselves in and put ceilings on things.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You just opened up a whole, just a whole different ceiling for people. Sky's the limit, because the PT comes in different forms, man.
Yeah.
So for you to do that, once again, I can't tell you enough. Bro, I love you, man. Like,
thank you.
Kudos for that, man.
Thank you.
There's some people who won't speak up, but they going through the same things right now you're going through. Maybe not in the sense of military-minded, but they're going through that. And you just made it cool for people to be more, open about this shit.
Okay.
So I told her, I ain't no Denzel, You know, but if you need me to do a little 3-minute little clip or something, I mean, well now. You know what I mean? You ain't even got paid me.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay,
but nah, kudos to you on that, man. And like you said, you know, the homeless, you know, because every year we do something for the homeless.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize it. Every year we do something for the homeless. You know, right here in Martinsburg alone. You know, we always giving back. You know, anytime there's something going on, you giving back. You willing to talk, listen. You know, lend that ear, man. So, and kudos to you. Like I said, there's somebody right now that you done spoke to their ear.
Yeah.
And that's big shit right there. So you ought to be proud of yourself. I'm waiting on clip 4 to drop. You know, we need to put all this shit together and just make it a movie because you done got me so intrigued by it with all 3 clips I done seen. It's very enticing.
And another thing too, Brian, is make sure you celebrate your wins, man.
Thank you.
Because that's what a lot of people don't do, is celebrate their wins. They're so like, okay, they do something, and they're on to the next thing, and they're on to the next thing, and then they're on to the next thing, and then you're to the point where you're just on go mode. And
It's easy to get like that.
It's
when
easy
you're
to get
working.
caught up. You know what I mean?
You're the first to do this.
And like he said, you just open up a whole platform for people that you don't even know or anything, and people probably look up to you now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So celebrate that as a win, bro, for yourself, for the people, for what you're going through, all of that.
Once again, the A&R said it.
Yeah.
He said it, you know, we were told to compress it. You know? So now you done opened it and made it cool. So don't be surprised come Monday, you see a whole bunch of little short films with people trying to ride your coattail and ride your wave on what you're doing. You know, because you just made it cool. So now you are the headstone.
And even if they do repeat what you do, don't change because at the end of the day, but at the end of the day, you allowed them to be able to do that for themselves and for the people that they know. And
actually,
stuff.
I saw late night. I don't know what the name of the show the guy was, but the guy, what's his name with the plaits in his hair, light skinned cat from Africa.
Daily Show?
The Daily Show, yeah.
Trevor Noah.
John Noah. Trevor Noah. Yeah, he had a guy he interviewed where the guy's going off. He has PTSD, and his name is Bryan, actually. And they made a movie out of this shit. Yeah, I thought it was so wild. Yeah, man. Manifest success, baby. Yeah.
We've said and we've talked about a lot of great stuff so far. Brian,
thanks for having me.
Of course. Listen, 2 things though. So where can people find your work if they want to look up?
On Facebook, IG, and on YouTube.
Okay, awesome. And we'll be sure to put a link to Brian's direct page on YouTube and things into the description of this video. And then last thing, where can we expect to see you next? Like, what's your next move?
Well, I just did a clothing thing for $1 Million Motive, where I did a promo for them, and I'm gonna do a couple more, and them to try to get their attention to be an ambassador, so I could probably get some free clothing. I wear their stuff all the time.
Hell yeah!
And
cut the check.
Yeah, cut the check.
Tag them in the comments.
And like I said, I'm reaching out to a couple of other veterans. You know, if you need help with your claims, if you need help with trying to tell your story or something like that, I'm here. You know, basically that's what I want to do. You know, so that's what I'm here for.
That's beautiful, yo. Round of applause for Brian Barnes, yo. Put your hands together.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was amazing. Again, thank you for taking time to sit and talk with us today.
Okay.
I can't wait to see your next project.
Thank you.
I can't wait.
And for real, like, shout out to the veterans, the troops, the soldiers, people's in the street, everybody going through this shit.
My daddy was a Rolling Stone.
My daddy was a Rolling Stone.
Wherever he laid his hat was his home.
Right.
All right, y'all. Well, listen, that's going to conclude our live interview with Mr. Brian Barnes. But the show
is not over.
We got one last thing to close it out for y'all. Something real special. So, ladies and gentlemen,
give it up for the one, the only,
Dutchess!
I believed in myself. I remember you would say, just believe in yourself. As I stand here so bold, doing something that I'm truly not prepared to do. I gotta save my tears, I gotta do this one for you, cause this the only way that I can truly honor you. First name G, last name Jones. They can say whatever they want, but they know. Mind full of wisdom and a heart full of gold. He always made me laugh with every story told. I can't honestly say I'm gonna miss my dad. I used to have a lot of questions, but that's all in the past. My bodyguard, confidant, yeah, my best friend. Gave me lots of confidence, good common sense, conversation and motivation. I always listen, never trust what they saying if your heart ain't in it. Dad, just know that I really did love you. Just know for no one I would trade you. Just know there's a place in my heart for you. I made some promises, yeah, I'll fulfill them for you. You tried to tell me some things, I didn't listen to you. I promise every day to pray to keep in touch with you. I can be, yes I can be. I believe in myself. Anything I want to be. If I just believe in yourself. I can be, yes I can be. Yeah. I believe in myself. Anything I want to be. If I just believe in myself. First name G, last name Jones. They can say whatever they want, but they know. Mind full of wisdom and a heart full of gold. Mind full of wisdom and a heart full of gold. I said first name G, last name Jones. They can say whatever they want, but they know. Mind full of wisdom and a heart full of gold. Mind full of wisdom and a heart full of gold. Loving you is like a song I replay. I remember every word that you used to tell me when I was hurt. You would say it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be alright if you can hold on to the morning light. That's a second chance to get life right. I know you've been through a lot, but you still got some love in your heart, kid. And God made you my oldest. Every day I'm so grateful. Oh, Dad, I'ma miss you and all the laughs I had with you. I just wish I had more time with you. I miss your hugs. I can really use one more from you. And hugging kisses, mama. You know I really love ya. I thank you for my father, so smooth, like who's cooler. He helped birth the queen and gracefully tops the others. So fix your eyes and dry your tears, Tierra. Auntie always told me just keep your head up. Girl, fix your face, stop looking down, just put on a smile. So I keep all my knowledge and keep moving. Cause I gotta be a leader for my sisters and my brothers. I am so humble, so talented and gifted, You know the Dutch, I give respect just where it's given, I thank my mother for the message and the meaning. Now tell me who gon' do it quite like this. With a flow so sick, I am the Dutchess. And this one right here is for my G money.
First name is G, last name is Jones.
I'ma just spit what's on my mind, man. Yeah. Sometimes that mental health ain't better rooms, white jackets, chains on my ankles, I'm held captive, drowning in my misery, laughter in my memory, black life at my heels like this is where you need to be. I'm something that the eyes can't see though. I'm everything that these haters wanna be though. I swear to God I got these demons on me, I pray to God that he watch me in my sleep. Many say my mind is so gone, point the finger at me talking about what's wrong with her. Call me crazy, I'ma go off. I got something smooth for you haters. My flow raw, I sink the teeth into the beat bleeding. Heart pounding, so addictive. My addiction is my music. It got me feeling cause I just gotta have it. What you mean it's in my veins, black magic? What you mean I break these chains and go reckless? Too legit to quit, but these haters can't stop me. Got money on the bill in case these haters try to judge me. Talk behind my back and yet these haters wanna friend me. Forget these haters if these haters ain't about my money. Shorty so bold, yeah, ain't she? I got a flow so cold, anti-freeze, and on my chain don't glow. It's blinding, killing all you haters with the flow like so. Try to stop me, yeah. Gracefully I do this, know this. You should just focus on yourself sometimes. Gracefully I kill it, better know this. Yeah, that's alright. Yeah, I wanna know just who I be. I'm the Dutchess, it's okay. I got a flow that's too raw. I see it's all about you, Well, what about me right now? Man, I've been going through a lot right now. So I'ma worry about me and find my peace and get my mind right and focus on myself right now. Now I'm good, I don't even need the help. Cause when I really did, you only cared about yourself. Now it's cool, I don't need a hand up. I'ma get myself up and turn my own life around. Stay strong, fight the bad times that be floating through my mind. Depression kicking in, thumping hard like double time. Maybe cause I'm sleeping in my car in the wintertime. Fam going through it, but I can't even help him. Praying to the Lord like, Lord, what it is. I'm getting tired of these dudes getting things twisted. Looking at Dutch like a quick fix. Money make a flow so raw. Hit you with a double whammy, hater. Understand that a queen is who I am and my level so high I can touch the sky. Got no time for these lames or the games, my guy. Put the money in the bag, plus I been so fly. Cutie pie in the face, put you dead in your place. Pitbull, but I'm classy with my pearls on. Dutchie with the golden mic when I put on. Shorty self-made and I'm cooler than the breeze. Staring in the eyes of your best, shut it down. Who's next? Talk to me nice. All for the rap, for the soul of the queen. I guess your mother never taught ya. Respect the man, young-minded individual. Best respect your elders, full-grown lyricists. I come to teach ya, cooking in the lab, flowing sane. Nutty professor, young Dutch, the showstopper on their neck, apply pressure. Champion, I hold the belt. Please don't make me come and wreck it. Through a lot, so the flow ain't really rap tight. Unleash it on the mic and make you haters feel the whole vibe. I don't care what you do, I'ma put myself first. Put them to the door if they don't recognize my worth. I'm no joker, spit fire, you haters blow smoke. No fiction, mystery, baby, it's murder, she wrote. If not the Dutch, you can call me the GOAT. Any haters in my way, then you haters got to go. Make room, I give them nothing but the best. Protected by the gods, tell me who they gonna check. It's ladies first, young Dutchess. And I'm back. I put me first. I put me first. I put me first. Yo, young Dutch. I put me first. I put me first. It's so exciting. Put me first. Major changes around here. Ladies, you better put yourself first. Dutchie Dutch, aka Queen. I put me first. Yeah, yeah. That's it. That's all I
Okay, Dutchess. Yes, fire. Make sure y'all follow her on all platforms.
Yeah, cause I'm losing my voice.
You hype.
Right. Whew. I was like, yeah, cause she's spitting that real shit too. You know what I mean? All day we've been talking straight facts and just real shit, life shit that people going through. You feel me?
Yes, absolutely. Go ahead. One more round of applause for Dutchess, y'all. Yes, holding it down. All right, y'all. Well, listen, we had such a great time with y'all tonight.
Hell yeah.
Like Alonzo said, we was talking some real shit this evening.
Yeah.
Shout out to our live studio audience
Yes.
that held it down tonight. Shout out to all of our viewers at home, everybody online interacting. Please make sure you subscribe, hit that like button if you have not already done so. Lastly, we want to thank our special guest, Mr. Bryan Barnes. We'll definitely be putting a link to his work in the comments of the description as mentioned earlier. And again, make sure you guys subscribe so you can stay up to date with all the fun stuff we have going on CKG.
Let's get it.
See you guys next time.